Hi YouTube, it's Kathy and I'm here today to announce the 7th round of the Queer Lit Readathon. Somehow I cannot believe we've gotten there. If you've never heard of the Queer Lit Readathon before, it is a biannual readathon that I host with my friend Rogan, and every full round we have a guest host, which I'll get to in a moment. We have a full week round in June as well as a full week round in December, and then we have what we call queer weekends in March and September. This round of the Queer Lit Readathon is running from June 6th through 12th, which is Pride Month most places, and I am super happy to announce that our guest host this time around is Jean from Bookish Thoughts. Jean is a lovely Scottish lass living in my favorite city in the entire world, which is Edinburgh, Scotland. She's an ancient historian, she's an all-around wonderful person, and I'm just so excited she was able to join us for this project. Before I get into the challenges and show you the beautiful bingo board that Rogan put together for us, I have a couple of announcements. Firstly, all the hosts are aiming to put up our personal TBRs on May 27th. However, between now and then, I will be using our Instagram and our Twitter, which is @queer_lit, to give you some suggestions based on the challenges. I of course also have a whole playlist of A to Z of queer lit books linked down below for you. That right there is over 200 suggestions. I of course also have Rogan's channel and Jean's channel linked down below because they also have some queer recommendations for you. All of this will also be up on Rogan's website, including some FAQs, which I also have listed down below. Something that's new to this round is not only does the Queer Lit Readathon now have its own official group on Goodreads, the link for that is down below, we also have an official challenge on the story graph. This means that you can join that challenge, and if you have books that fit different prompts, you can put them on the shelf and other people can find them too. This way you can use the book site of your choice to talk about recommendations for the different challenges and maybe even pick up some buddy reads with some new friends. And now, without further ado, here is the beautiful bingo board for round 7. Don't worry, I'm gonna go through it and you can find it on our Instagram and on our Twitter for easy reference. Let's go through these challenges and then I'll answer a few questions that we always get. Our first challenge is to read a memoir. This one is pretty self-explanatory. If you end up reading an autobiography, that's pretty much the same to me. I actually don't know what the difference between an autobiography and a memoir is. Just like every other challenge, it has to revolve around a queer person. Next, we have our group read, which is totally optional, but I'm very excited for it because I'm finally getting to pick up Freshwater by Akwaeke, Emezi. I've read Pet by this author and absolutely enjoyed it. I've heard nothing but good things about this. Both Jean and I haven't read it yet. Rogan has read it once and they want to read it again, so I'm very excited to pick this up. We also tried to get something that is slightly backlisted, so this is from 2018, so that more people would be able to find a copy. Because as fun as it is to pick up a brand new book, some people don't have access to them yet. I'll read you a little bit of the blurb in case you've never heard of it before. One of the most highly praised novels of the year, the debut from the astounding young writer, Freshwater tells the story of Ada, an unusual child who is the source of deep concern in her southern Nigeria family. Young Ada is troubled, prone to violent fits. Born with one foot on the other side, she begins to develop separate selves within her as she grows into adulthood. We all know I like to go into my books without knowing too much, so that's where I'm going to personally stop, but of course you can always look up the rest of the synopsis yourself. Our next category is hard-hitting contemporary, and this is for those of us that actually really like the books that make you sad, even though that seems counterintuitive to some people. It's the books where characters go through some form of hardship but come out stronger at the end, and it just pulls at your heartstrings in a very unique way. Our fourth category, as always, is choose your own category. Because there's only 16 challenges, because it is only a week-long readathon, there's always a challenge that somebody will feel we left out. That's why we always leave this open as kind of a free space, so if there's something that you really wanted to read and you can't fit it into any of the other categories, it goes here. Our next challenge is shorter than a novel. This can be a short story, this can be a poem, this can be a novella, this can be a couple of pages of a webcomic, whatever you want. As long as it's shorter than a novel, it counts. Next, we want you to read something that brings you joy. This is kind of to counteract all of the sad feelings you're going to get from the hard-hitting contemporary. Whatever you think is going to bring you joy, that's the book to read for this challenge. Our next challenge is M-Spec, which stands for Multi-Attraction Spectrum. This is where you're reading a book with a bi-protagonist or a pan-protagonist or an omni-protagonist, any one of those things fits into this classification. This is a term that I only came to realize about recently, and I actually found it out via the BIPOC library, which is a resource I'm going to link down below because there's lots of different reading material on that website. Next we have not set on your continent. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you live in North America, you need to pick a different continent and read a book from there. Next we have intersectional, which is queer and. This means you need to read a book about somebody who is queer but then also shares at least one more marginalized identity. This, for example, could be race or disability or class or a combination. I'm really excited to see what people come up with for this one. Next, in honor of the fact that Jean loves vintage shopping, we're asking for you to read a vintage book, which means it has to be 20 years old or older. There are some queer classics, they're out there, pick them up for this challenge. Next, we want you to read something with summer vibes. I'm very, very sorry to my friends who are in the Southern Hemisphere. I do understand that this is slightly annoying, but if you're anything like me, in the middle of winter, I like to read summer vibes and vice versa, so hopefully this won't be too annoying for you. This one is completely wide open. It can take place in the summer, it can have summer in the title, there can just be some aspect of the book that just breathes summer for you. Next, another exciting category is superheroes. There are some really great books coming out that have queer superheroes, and I'm just here for it. Next, we have underrepresented identity. We read a lot of L, we read a lot of G, but we don't always read any T or B or I or P or Q or 2 or plus. Just read something from the acronym that's not L or G. The next challenge is to pick up a book that has to do with religion in some way. There are plenty of people out there that are both queer and religious, and we want to honor that here. Penultimately, we want you to pick up a book that's been recommended. It could be recommended from one of the hosts, it could be recommended from your other favorite booktubers, from a friend, a family member, whoever. As long as somebody has recommended it, pick that up. Our final challenge isn't fulfilled with a book itself, it has to do with your TBR as a whole, and that's to make sure at least 40% of the books that you read for this readathon are by BIPOC authors. If you're not familiar with this term, it means Black, Indigenous, Person of Color. Often readathons will have race as one diversity point, but as long as you read one book with racial diversity, you've kind of checked that off, but we want you to read at least 40% of your reading for this readathon as written by BIPOC authors. And there you have it. If I've missed anything, it should be down in the description below. If you have any questions, please let me know. Our hashtag, as always, is #QueerLitRead, and please use camel case when using hashtags. Additionally, I just want to make sure to mention that if you're doing a TBR video, please caption your videos. You should be captioning your videos anyway, but specifically for this readathon, we ask that you caption your videos, otherwise Rogan won't be able to watch them. That's why when we choose guest hosts for this readathon, they need to talk about queer books and they need to caption their videos. What challenge is the most exciting for you? Let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't feel like leaving a comment but want to make sure that I know you're here or you're just excited in general, leave me an emoji or a smiley face if you're on your keyboard. Some people have asked if there's a way to financially support this channel, so I set up a Ko-fi account, which is a digital tipping service. The link for that is down below, as well as the link to my PayPal and my Amazon wishlist in case you would like to buy me a book. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!